Hi there, this is David and welcome to New RPG News. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about today, from some Suikoden news, to some E's, to some trails, to a whole lot more, including a great price point on Claire Obscure Expedition 33. And I do think that all of that is worth a sub, as I do try my hardest to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. With your help, your like, and your sub, I do know that I can get there. And another thing that I can do and help you all out with is saving some money. And that brings us to our sponsor for this video, Instant Gaming. They reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and they were like, hey, do you want to cover Instant Gaming? And I'm like, what is Instant Gaming? I've never heard of this before in my life. But apparently it is a marketplace that you can go to and they buy direct from the publishers themselves. If you're buying Metaphor, they're buying it direct from Atlas and Sega. They're not going through a third party, so you're able to save some money that way. Let's say that you wanted to go ahead and buy Metaphor for the PC over on Steam. You just hit this drop-down box, you click it, you get the standard edition, and it would cost you $61.28, whereas if you just went to Steam and bought it there, it would cost you $69.99. So it is a way to save yourself some money. Same thing with something like Visions of Mana. Fantastic game that came out recently. It is $51.82 here on Instant Gaming. If you go to Steam, it's $60. And if you want to pick up the latest and greatest, the new fighting game, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, this one's $59.44 over on Instant Gaming, whereas over on the Steam it is $70. And what's really cool about it is that you can use this for any kind of platform that sells digital games, such as Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, or the PC. You don't have to do Steam only. So this is a really good way to save some money. And if you want to save some money yourself and support the channel too, please just click the links below in the video description and use my affiliate link to purchase some games. I made a full video about this earlier in the week. This is about the Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster Collection, and its director hopes that this game will lead to further expansions of the series. There was a long interview in Famitsu, multiple pages, and that's what I made the dedicated video on, but here I'm going to use this kind of summarized article right here. Basically, he said, what are your thoughts on this release? In response, he stated that I really wanted to somehow bring the Suikoden series back to the world, and now I can finally deliver it with Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster. He expressed hope that the IP will continue to expand from here into the future. Then he was asked, hey, does this have anything at all to do with the series' 25th anniversary? And he says, no, not really. It wasn't timed to coincide with it, but he always wanted to bring the IP back to the fans. As such, he thought it would be a good idea to revive the IP and have everybody enjoy these two titles again, which led to the project moving forward. He thought that it would be best to start with the first two works, but he also thought that it would be difficult to offer them in the form of emulation in this day and age. Therefore, he initiated the development of a remastered version with the aim of delivering it in a form that the current generation of players can enjoy. What's really cool about this is that he's fighting this good fight with Konami in order to not only get this remastered collection out, but also to get more Suikoden games out in the future. Maybe remastered collections of 3, 4, 5. Maybe a Suikoden 6, we don't know. But again, what we do know is that these companies, they look at sales, and if it's good sales, positive sales, they will keep on going with more Suikoden. So we need to do our part as gamers and support this collection in order to get further entries in the Suikoden series. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is releasing with a budget price. Woohoo! Hallelujah! Man, it's being costed at, give me a break, at $49.99. Normally games like these would cost like $70, $60, but this one's only costing $50. It is available on pre-order on Amazon. I will include a link to purchase in the video description as well, and this title is scheduled to be released in spring of 2025. This is one of my most anticipated games of next year. It gives me total Lost Odyssey vibes with the turn-based combat with like real-time commands like Super Mario RPG, and it has some great voice actors too, including Ben Starr, who voiced Clive from Final Fantasy XVI. It just looks amazing. This is that game with the paintress, when she paints your number on the monolith, and if your number is up, you're dead. Like, it's really cool, and I cannot wait for this game to come out on the cheap, too. Now it's time for some Falcom news. They're talking about faster localization here, and he says that he wants no more than 1 year between a Japanese and a Western Trails release right here. He talks about some COVID employee things or whatever, but who cares? Okay, so it says right here, it seems that Falcom has been pushing for Western localizations a bit faster recently, notable for the Ys series. Additionally, the Trails in the Sky remake is scheduled for global release in 2025. Can we hope that Falcom will catch up on the delay in localizing the Trails series now that the Crossbow Art games have been globally released? This is from Kondo, the president himself. It is true that until now, there's been many gaps between the Japanese and Western releases. We've worked on this a lot. Our partnership with NISA has allowed us to accelerate the process for Ys and the Trails series. Until now, we had a different process. We would only start discussing with them after the game had been released in Japan, which took a while, yeah. Nowadays, though, we are in contact with NISA far earlier, which is during the developmental phase, which allows us to work faster and have shorter delays. To me, this is like, duh. Like, if you have chapter 1 done in Japan, like, send off the script to, NISA to have them work on it while you guys work on chapter 2 in Japan. You know what I'm saying? Like, duh. So, it says, from a pure sales perspective, you've reached a point where the combined regions of Asia and the West as a region, the sales are actually greater than Japan. About 60% of the overall sales come from English-speaking audiences. So he says the West has become a market that can't be ignored. For Ys, the gap between the Japanese and Western releases of Ys Nordics was about a year. But this is from Alan Costa, who's a localizer in Nice America, who I actually had a chance to meet, and he's a great guy. But he says that it would be great if they could reach a 6-month gap instead of a year gap. So we found a way that we've really been able to cut down this localization time down. The goal right now essentially is that we want no more than 1 year between the Japanese release and our release for the Trails games. And if we continue to get that down even more, we will. Good deal. Speaking of Ys, there is a demo now available in the West. Save data from the demo can be carried over into the full game. I had a chance to get my hands on Ys 10 Nordics like a month before this demo came out, so I've already beaten the game. But anyway, I put out a review for it, so if you want to hear my thoughts on the entire full game, then do check out my video that I put out last week for it. This is coming out for the PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. On October 25th in the West, and again, your save data from the demo can be carried over into the full game. We have a release date for Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2. It is coming out Valentine's Day, February 14th in the West. I know what Ken's getting me for Valentine's Day. This is coming out for the PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. And here's the About section. It says, no longer threatened by the mafia organization Armada, the people of Calvard have returned to their peaceful lives. But one day, a shocking series of murders involving a mysterious Crimson Beast sets the wheels of fate into motion once again. Various factions spring into action, both by those who abide by the law to uncover the truth, and those looking to capitalize on any new developments whenever possible, no matter how sinister. With chaos once again looming on the horizon, the spring Van Arkwright receives an unexpected visitor, prompting his own investigation. Who is behind the murders, and what is their goal? The sands of time bring old and new faces together for this thrilling second installment in the Trails Through Daybreak saga. Personally, I read some Japanese reviews of this game, and they weren't all that hot, but I am going to be reserving judgment until I get my hands on it myself, and then I'll let y'all know my thoughts on it too. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii has its release date moved up from February the 28th up until February the 21st. They released a new naval combat trailer as well. This is coming out for the PS4, PS5, Xbox, and PC. It says, this new release date is partly because development is progressing more smoothly than expected, but we also want to deliver the game to players around the world as soon as possible. With the support of everybody involved at Sega, both internal and external, we've been able to make this a reality. So that's pretty neat. I cannot wait for this new Yakuza entry also. There is a Monster Hunter Wilds showcase set for October the 23rd, which will give you the latest game information from the producer himself. Capcom will be live streaming them at 7 a.m. Pacific or 10 a.m. Eastern. You'll be able to watch it over on YouTube or over on Twitch. This is coming out February 28th. Gosh, February is packed. We got the 14th, we got the 21st with Yakuza, and now we have the 28th with Monster Hunter Wilds. So yeah, lots and lots of games coming out, Trails series, all that kind of good stuff. It's coming out for the PlayStation 5, the Xbox, and the PC. Monarch. Yeah, hated it. Monarch team begins development on a new school RPG. This is from Furyu's Team Noir. Okay, this is a brand new team. It says, we're Team Noir, a game team dedicated to creating school RPGs. Lovely. Nothing better than an RPG taking place in high school. Ooh. To explore the charms of those who shine the brightest through the darkness of the human heart, reads a tweet from the official Monarch Twitter account. While Monarch centered on desire and ego, we've begun work on a new project with a different theme. We hope you will all continue to give Furyu's Team Noir your support. It better be better than Monarch, because nothing could possibly be worse. So there was an Xbox partner showcase the other day, and they announced a couple of new RPGs right now. And of course, because it was an Xbox showcase, they're only going to say, hey, it's coming out for the Xbox. They're not going to tell you if it's coming out for the PlayStation or the Switch or anything else like that. So take these release consoles with a grain of salt. The first one is The Legend of Baboo, coming out for the Xbox as well as the PC in 2025. Inspired by fables passed down by generations, the story of Sapir and Baboo begins when their idyllic island is invaded by demonic forces commanded by an ancient evil. Together with the strength of their bond, the boy and his dog will set out to save their island, rescue their family, and defeat the darkness behind it all. Sapir and Baboo will work together as a team, each offering unique skills to overcome enemies, solve puzzles, and traverse dangerous and magical lands. Play as both heroes throughout the journey, switching between the two to progress through the game. Kind of gives me like a Secret of Evermore vibe, a boy and his dog and all that kind of stuff. So it says that Sapir wields a magic staff to fight off demons, while Baboo defends with its claws and super barking ability. Dodge, roll, and strike enemies with a variety of attacks with highly reactive action combat. On your adventure, you'll encounter the demon guardian of each realm, so ready yourself for otherworldly and thrilling boss encounters. This is another one that was announced at the Xbox Partner Showcase. This one is called Mistfall, Xbox and PC, due out sometime next year. It's a third-person action player versus environment extraction RPG. Gear up for different classes, master combos and strategic skills, and face intense battles against monsters or players, solo or with teammates. Only a successful escape will secure your treasures. Here we go. Gosh. In the wake of an epic war between the gods and the outer gods, all deities have fallen. Their blood has turned into Gilden Mist, a corrosive force that sweeps across the land, warping the souls of the living and driving them into madness and monstrous mutations. Amongst the Gilden Mist, a few... I'm assuming that's supposed to be resilient, not esilient. I don't know. Anyway, a few resilient humans cling to their sanity, seeking refuge in the last remnants of civilization. Yet hope endures. From the shadow steps Dew, a mysterious girl with the power to resurrect fallen heroes and grant them immortal bodies. These reborn champions, known as the Gilden Hunters, follow Dew into the heart of battle, battling Gildenized creatures and harvesting Gilden blood. I don't know. Their mission is to mend the shattered web of fate and rekindle a spark of hope in the world on a brink of oblivion. I guess the Gilden is the golden whatever. I don't know. So yeah, little golden whatever is going around. It actually has a pretty cool art style. That's kind of neat. So this looks different, and the trailer isn't exactly selling it either. This is a tower defense deck builder called Herotic Fork, coming to the PS5, Xbox, PS4, and Switch on November 14th. It's currently available for the PC. It says, you take on the role of a demon tasked with managing the ultimate bureaucratic nightmare, Hell's own tower defense. As the keeper of one of the deepest layers of Hell, your goal is simple. Fend off the endless waves of tormented souls who foolishly think that they can escape eternal damnation. Using an array of cards that represent traps, minions, and special abilities, you will create the perfect infernal defenses to keep the escapees at bay. Looks like totes garbo to me, but whatevs. We have a tactical RPG called Marvel Mystic Mayhem coming out for mobile devices. We have no release date yet announced. It says, join forces with iconic superheroes as they clash with the sinister forces of Nightmare, the malevolent lord of the dream dimension, as he seeks to dominate the waking world. Get a glimpse into the deepest fears of superheroes, such as the Scarlet Witch, Moon Knight, and Captain America. I've only heard of Captain America. I don't know who the other people are. As Nightmare transforms their dreams into dangerous dungeons. Drawing energy from the Mindscape, Doctor Strange and Sleepwalker are these people? must arm their allies with dream energy to form a 3-hero battle team, delving into the heart of each harrowing nightmare to avert the collapse of reality. It should come as no surprise to any of y'all that I've never read any of these Marvel comic books in my life. Well, this looks straight out of the N64. Petite Island is launching on November the 14th. It's some cozy game. Coming out for the PlayStation 5, the Xbox, the Switch, and the PC. Shocking it's not coming out for the PlayStation 1. I mean, look at this thing. Anyway, it says, back in the olden days, the N64 days, Grandpa was once a brave and adventurous cat, a man of stories and experiences. He spent his youth exploring many places and going on adventures. He's left his adventuring days behind him, and now he tells stories of those adventures to his grandchild, Lily. But now he's aged. Grandpa's memories are beginning to fade. It's time for you, as Lily, to go on your own quest and relive the memories that Grandpa left in his journal. Can you help Grandpa remember his past and discover the newfound adventuring spirit in yourself? All in Abyss Judge the Fake limited time demo is now available. You can play through the entire first chapter of the main story. This is a limited time demo, only available from October the 14th through the 21st. I don't understand these limited time demos. Like, if you're going to put out a demo, just leave it out. You know, not everybody has all this free time in the world to be like, oh, I really need to play this weirdo poker demo. Like, okay, whatever. Anyway, it says, use your poker skills and genius gambler instincts to experience thrilling card-based battles that can turn the tables in an instant. Also, enjoy the unpredictable scenarios that unfold between poker rounds. Some girl, a self-proclaimed genius gambler, is a wanderer. Amidst the tables of cards and dice, it's she alone who snatches the chips at stake. One day, she learns of the Gambling District, a special ward where gambling holds influence above all else. The Witches, a group of the most extraordinary gamblers, rule over the place. Treat her to the taste of defeat, something that she was unfamiliar with. They exercise not luck but skill, but dirty tricks, such that felled her to the depths of the abyss. As a self-proclaimed genius gambler, she becomes determined to take down the Witches. The Colosseum is the battlefield, the challenger is the girl's name, I don't know. The chips are on the table, and the Witches are ready to be exposed. I loved these games. Valas, the Phantasm Soldier Collection, is coming to the PC. It includes the first Valas, the second, and the third. A release date was not yet announced. However, this collection first launched for the Nintendo Switch back in 2021, so this is a new one coming out to the PC. It says that the legendary side-scrolling action game Valas the Phantasm Soldier is making a triumphant appearance on Steam. The highly popular PC Engine versions of Valas are being fully ported over to this collection. If you like side-scrolling action games that have some RPG elements, you're going to love these games. 8-bit action-adventure game Loveish has been announced for the PC due out in Q1 of 2025. A demo is available right now. This looks cutesy bootsy patootsy. I don't really care what you say. And the guy's name is Sir Solomon, and it looks just like Solomon's Key. I'm aging myself with that reference right now, but it looks just like Solomon's Key, which is a game that I liked on the Game Boy as well as on the NES back in the day. It says, Sir Solomon is going to be fighting his way through the Devil Lord's castle in a nostalgic room-by-room action. He's on a mission to rescue the princess and win her heart, but he's going to encounter a lot more than he bargained for along the way. Each of its 50-plus levels throws players into a wild mix of combat, platforming, and puzzles with multiple objectives to keep them on their toes. After clearing each room, players are treated to randomized event scenes where anything can happen, from unexpected RPG fights to bizarre outcomes. Players can aim for a room's best clear time for bragging rights with friends. With a diverse cast of over 100 characters and an in-game shop, secret bonuses, and minigames, Loveish offers the quirky retro-style adventure packed with surprises, laughter, and replayability. I'm going to have to check this one out. Hiro Mashima manga Eden's Zero open world action RPG has been announced by Konami. So this is a video game adaptation of a manga and animated series for a 2025 release. I've never heard of this game or this series, I suppose, in my entire life. It says fans can anticipate an open world action RPG adventure across the Sakura cosmos with characters from the source material. Players will control the protagonist Shiki Granbell on his quest for the cosmic entity Mother. Other characters with their own abilities will also join in the fray. Currently, Xbox and PC releases have been confirmed. Yu Early Days Collection launches on February the 27th of next year with 3 new titles confirmed. A physical edition will be available for the Switch, not any other consoles. It includes one of 2 quarter-century secret rare Harpy's Feather Duster cards. They also revealed that Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Soul, the Sacred Cards, and Reshef of Destruction will be included in the collection. This commemorates the 25th anniversary of the card game and brings back iconic Yu-Gi-Oh! Digital titles originally released between 1998 and 2004. The complete lineup of the iconic titles coming in the collection will be announced at a later date, but they've already introduced a ton of titles so far. They had Duel Monsters 2, Dark Duel Stories, Duel Monsters 4, Battle of the Great Duelist, Duel Monsters 6, Expert 2, The Eternal Duelist Soul, The Sacred Cards, and Rechef of Destruction. Dating action game Eternites launches on the Switch for $30. A physical edition is also available from Maximum Games, and a launch trailer has commemorated the occasion. Personally, I hated it, but I know a lot of other people did like it, so you might want to judge it upon yourself. Over 200,000 units have been sold worldwide, so good job. This was created by one man studio called Studio Sai, and good on him for selling this many units. That's fantastic. It says, the title has various real-time combat systems in place, including elemental attacks, perfect dodges, and parries that are easy to grasp. No ma'am, they are not easy to grasp. They are hard. No. Hated this game. For those looking to dive into a deep but non-approachable system. Yeah, whatever, Noisy Pixel. Not easy to learn, not approachable, super hard, ridiculous. Anyway, that's it for this week's news. Hope that you all enjoyed it, and as always, have a good day.